My mother-in-law made me late to my own wedding by locking me in the bridal suite bathroom and telling everyone I was having second thoughts about marrying her son. She arrived at the venue early, claiming she wanted to help me get ready, but instead created chaos by hiding my shoes, misplacing my veil, and accidentally spilling coffee on my first dress, so I had to wear the backup. When it was time to walk down the aisle, Dorothy said she needed to speak with me privately about something important regarding her son's future. She led me to the bathroom to fix my lipstick, and while I was looking in the mirror, she stepped out and locked the door from the outside with a key she'd gotten from venue staff by claiming she was the wedding planner. I pounded on the door and screamed for help, but Dorothy had sent the bridesmaids on fake errands and told them I needed complete silence to meditate before the ceremony. The music started and stopped 3 times while I was trapped in that bathroom, and Dorothy told the 200 guests that I was having a panic attack about the commitment. She actually stood at the altar next to her son Kevin and announced that some people weren't ready for the responsibility of marriage, and maybe this was a sign we should reconsider. She suggested to everyone that perhaps we should postpone the wedding until I was more mature and ready for such a serious step. Meanwhile, I was screaming myself hoarse in a locked bathroom while my father searched the venue for me. When maintenance finally broke down the door 45 minutes later, I ran to the ceremony in tears with smeared makeup, and Dorothy immediately said, "See everyone, she's clearly too emotional for this." The ceremony proceeded, but Dorothy had already planted seeds of doubt in everyone's minds about whether I really wanted to marry Kevin. She whispered during the vows that forced marriages never worked out, and loudly sighed when I said I do, like she knew something nobody else did. During the reception, she gave a speech about how she'd tried to help me get ready, but I'd been too stressed and unstable to accept assistance. She said she hoped Kevin knew what he was getting into with someone who couldn't even handle wedding day pressure without having a breakdown. She told the story of finding me locked in the bathroom like I'd done it to myself from anxiety, and she'd been the one trying to help. That's when I decided Dorothy needed to experience what missing important moments felt like. I started with the anniversary party that she'd been planning for a year to renew her vows with Kevin's father. The morning of the event, I called the venue pretending to be Dorothy and canceled everything, saying there'd been a death in the family. I then called all the vendors and canceled the flowers, cake, photographer, and music. When Dorothy arrived at the venue in her renewal dress, she found an empty hall with confused staff who said she'd canceled that morning. She tried to explain it wasn't her, but they had recorded the cancellation call from her number, which I'd spoofed using an app. 300 guests arrived to no party, and Dorothy had to stand there explaining that someone had sabotaged her special day. Next was Dorothy's retirement party from her job as a school principal, where she expected speeches and recognition for 30 years of service. I called in a bomb threat to the school that morning from a payphone, causing evacuation and cancellation of all events. Dorothy's retirement passed without any acknowledgement because the rescheduled party never had the same attendance or energy. She cried about missing her moment after 3 decades of dedication, but I reminded her that I'd cried too when I was locked in a bathroom during my wedding. The real consequence came during Dorothy's mother's 100th birthday celebration. The entire extended family was flying in from around the world for this once-in-a-lifetime milestone. I called Dorothy's siblings and told them she'd said the party was canceled because her grandmother was too sick. I called Dorothy and told her the venue had moved to a different location an hour away. Dorothy drove to the wrong place while her 100-year-old mother waited at the correct venue, wondering where her daughter was. By the time Dorothy figured out the deception and arrived at the right place, it was too late. Full story on channel, link below.